Good morning, this is Mr. Reyes, here to show you that math is a skill that you can learn. When Jill does a project at work, she gets paid $25. She also gets paid $10 for every hour she spends on the project. Write an expression to represent how much she gets paid in total. So, this expression, if it's following the trend of our other expressions from the assignment, it's probably going to have a variable. Hint, hint. So, let's see which number that variable is attached to. So she automatically, every time she does a project, she's just going to get paid $25. Whether that takes her 1 minute to do the project or 100 hours, she'll get that $25 either way. So that is just going to be there as is. Now she also gets paid $10 for every hour she spends on the project. So it's going to be 25 plus 10. 10 is going to be multiplied by the number of hours. So hours worked. And instead of using that cumbersome phrase right there, hours worked, we can be somewhat lazy mathematicians and we can say, let's use a variable there instead, 10 times x, with x meaning the number of hours she worked. So instead of x though, we're going to use a j because her name starts with j. And there is the expression. Now see if you can do this one on your own. Pause the video and give it a shot. You're going to remember so much better if you do that. Okay, so now see if you got the right answer. When Kyle does a project at work, he gets paid $18. He also gets paid $14 for every hour he spends on the project. Write an expression to represent how much he gets paid in total. So when he gets a project, he's going to get $18. And that's always going to be there. But $14 are for every hour he spends on the project. Hours worked. And now instead of hours worked, we use a variable there so we don't have to write as much. And we'll use a K because that's what his name starts with. So here are the expressions that we came up with. For Jill, we have 25 plus 10h. We're changing the variable to h for hours worked. The expression for how much Kyle gets paid, we're going to change the variable also to h for hours worked. You'll see why. So now if they work together on a project, how much will they be paid in total? Write an expression and simplify it by combining like terms. So I guess we just add these two together, right? So 25 plus 10h plus the $18 that Kyle gets and the 14 per hour that he gets. So we're just adding both these together. Simple as that. But here's the key word. Simplify it by combining like terms. So if you remember from yesterday, like terms have the same variable after them or no variable. So we can combine the 18 and the 25 because they do not have an h after them. So 18 plus 25, let's test Mr. Reyes' mental math skills. We get 43, 43. We get 43. And then we have adding the two h's together. 10 plus 14. We get 24 per hour. So they combine their money, they're going to get a lot more. Now it's your turn to try making some expressions.